that one. Haha. Okay. Oh. Okay, so hi, welcome, Elaine Marilakos Edelson with Astrology Mojo. I want to help you get your mojo back. So this morning, we got to be prepared for anything, right? Anything. Jerry, I got ants on my wall. Yeah. Jerry Maguire. We had like so many ants in my office. Anyway, we vacuumed the little critters and set them free, and plugged up the holes. So, and then my OBS program tells me that the stream key isn't working for Facebook. So I'm just like rolling with it, like the music I was just playing, Afro-Celt music called Whirligig. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Hey, come say hello to me. We are working our way through the rest of September. And we're going to be looking at the upcoming Mercury in retrograde in Scorpio and then in Libra. But we're in the prephase of it right now. Excuse me. So it's going to be pretty exciting because then in America we have an election during that time. Ooh-hoo-hoo. And and it's not just about one thing, right? I'm looking for a particular... Okay, here we go. I had dropped a card and I found it. So the card I pulled this morning while I was trying to figure things out, awareness. Yeah. So we just want to be aware right now of, hi, Teresa. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Shelby. Come say hello to me. We're going to be talking about the Mercury in retrograde, first in Scorpio and then in Libra. It begins October 13th, technically, through November 3rd. But we're already in the what they call the shadow phase. It's the prephase. So you got to be thinking on your feet right now. And all right, I'm going to stop playing with the cards. Hi, Brittany. I'm going to stop playing with things. I'm so glad you're here. Listen, if you like what you hear, please comment. Please share. Please click like little whatever emojis that you can. If you're listening to this in a replay on YouTube, please comment and share, subscribe, and click the little bell so that you can be notified when new videos go up. So I don't stream live to YouTube. That's upcoming. I'm figuring that out. There's a new program I think I'm going to get. Anytime there's a whole lot of retrograde planets, I seem to be suddenly like the veil pulls back and my husband will come in and say, hey, there's this new thing you can get, new to us, maybe not new in the world. And once you use it, it can broadcast to YouTube and Facebook simultaneously. It's like, all right, let's research. So there's a lot of tech research that I do every retrograde period, especially now that Uranus is retrograde. Remember, folks, the planets do not make you do things. We live in a cooperation with the cosmos so that when the planets make a move, you feel it. How could you not? You're a sentient being. You feel everything in this universe and beyond. And when you make a move, the planets reflect that by way of aspects and angles in astrology. So basically, astrology tells you what time it is. That's it. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not positive. It's not negative. It's just a marker in time of your progress and your choices or lack of choices. Hi, Gallet. Grand Rising. Really? Okay. I will drink my butterfly pea flower drink to that. Okay, cool. So, oh boy, I can feel things moving really fast now. Went totally blank. So usually when I go totally blank, something is incoming. Incoming? What? Oh, okay. So I'm being asked to remind you of your responsibility. We know that you're responsible people. We know. That's not what we're talking about. Your responsibility now to affect change and transformation in this world by every moment you output a vibration. Your frequency is affecting everything. So that's where you are now more responsible. Pluto is still in Capricorn. It's hovering around like 25 degrees, is it? Let's go see the video I made the other day. Ba-ba-da-ba. There it is. Okay, so let me get out of the way. So September 22nd, this was 2 days ago, okay? We entered the sun sign of Libra, and then, let me move my chair. Stuck on a carpet. And we can see retrograde Uranus, retrograde Mars, retrograde Neptune, retrograde Saturn, retrograde Pluto. So Pluto's hanging out at 22 degrees, right? And at 22 degrees, it's going to start moving forward again pretty soon. We're going to talk about that next week. I'll be back on Monday. But you see how Jupiter, Neptune, and Saturn have been sandwiched together for a large part of this year. And we're looking at responsibility. We're looking at setting a new structure and a new foundation. We're looking at moving forward in a way that says, no, you can't rush it. You can't rush it. It's like slow. Capricorn energy is slow and steady. Steady as she goes. We got to get to the top of the mountain. What do we want to do? How do we want to do it? And what's the new way? What's the new way that's not just for me, but that benefits all? And where do you feel burdened in life? Where do you feel like you're a victim? These are the things that are going to emerge during this Mercury in retrograde, because you're really going to say, I've had it. And that feeling comes with two energies. The shadow phase in any retrograde planet is telling you, not really, but it's evidence of your need and your willingness to do something different to affect that change. And now that you are more conscious and more aware, what was the card I pulled? Awareness. Oh, I mixed it up. Anyway, now that you're more conscious and you're more aware that everything you think, say, feel, everything you don't say, refuse to feel, puts a vibration into this world and makes up the matrix of this planet. And we're undergoing a huge healing, with all these Capricorn energies. It's really about, we have to break it apart with Pluto, break it apart and rework it and see who we really are. Why did we really come here? You individually. Why? It's not just to have a job and pay the bills and, do Thanksgiving or travel to your favorite city to get your favorite makeup. I know someone who did that. It's not just that. Those are the fun things you can do. Those are the things you deal with. But here on Earth, it's an experience. You're an experience. And it's like the ride. How does that feel? Well, during this particular phase of Mercury in retrograde in Scorpio first, which begins on October 13th, 2020. And why are we talking so much in advance? It's several weeks away. Well, I want you to prepare. That's why. I want you to understand that you've got choice. You have the ability to be empowered and to set boundaries. When we look at the definitions, let's just look at some planetary definitions and come say hello to me. Hi. Oh, there's more people. I'm sorry. I don't always see. And then I don't always see all the comments. I don't know why. But Rikara, hi, Rikara. Laura is here. Sasha. Yes. Let's take responsibility. All right. More incoming. Oh, okay. So judgments. The judgments. Now I'm like reading, feeling all the names, and then the extended family with all the names. So there's a lot of swirl, right? And I want you to realize something, that in any moment of potential, I don't want to say trauma, responsibility. Okay, at any moment where something is happening and it's not always a plus, a happy thing, or it's a moment of decision, big time decision, I want you to pay really close attention to your initial reaction. Is it fear? Is it anxiety? Is it doubt? Is it incredulity? Is it scorn? Is it anger? Is it anything less than neutral? Because if it is, that's the moment you can transform big time with this Mercury in retrograde. There's a lot of retrograde planets. They represent our evolution, our as a collective. You know, we're not just here to watch our favorite shows, which I do, and I have many. We're not just here just to do that, right? You know that. That's a good distraction. Last night, I was not feeling well. So, yeah, I just kept refocusing on, okay, I'm just going to wash the dishes. Be present. I'm just going to wash the dish. I'm just going to do that. And my husband was really tired. He's been working so hard. And I said, Dean, you look like, he's like head dips at 7:30. He goes, I got to go to bed and read. I'm sorry. I work even farmer's hours now. So he went to bed and I said, I need some inspiration that I'm not getting. I was trying to read. It wasn't happening. My favorite binge watch criminal show, like, I think it's called Criminal UK. Wow. Netflix. Okay. Wow. My shows weren't doing it. Silk, all those kind of crime detective shows. So I thought I need some reminders. So I put in Doctor Strange. Have you not seen it? Yeah. It's a must, really. I know some people can't do fantasy and sci-fi and stuff, but it made me laugh. It reminded me. I just started doing some deep breathing. I started doing energy work while I'm watching Doctor Strange, and I was powering up, and that's what we need right now. So if you find a moment where you're, and you may not know why. You may not know why. You don't feel good. You're cranky. You're tired. You've had it. You just like, I don't want to wear a mask anymore. It's like whatever. I just want you to just pause in that moment. Because the retrogrades show you the signs of the times are to be as present as possible in as many moments as possible to transmute that energy. And that is what a retrograde, especially in Mercury, which represents the way you communicate. Let's get back to the definitions, which I didn't actually start. But the definitions of Mercury being communication, which starts on the inside first. It's your connection to body, mind, spirit. It's not always just chatter, okay? And it's your ability to think, perceive, and then understand, and then respond or react. That's the whole Mercury in a nutshell. And then your beliefs are formed over experience. And your environment is a huge part of that belief system and the setup of your neurons. Because if you're put into let's just say you can't stand to be cold. And you blink and suddenly you're in the Arctic. And you have to suit up to go outside. I think about scientists who get into these modules and they do testing on soil and animals and polar bears and whatever, Arctic and Antarctic, and they go and they stay in these tubular kind of places and they have to suit up before they go outside. It takes an hour. So that would be for me? It'd be a one big hissy fit. Because I drink like so much liquid and then like suiting up and I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom, and I'd have to like unsuit and start over. I would never get anything done. So I give a lot of credit to these people who have the fortitude to withstand that. Anyway, let's just say you can't stand the cold and your hands are cold and you just have a chill. You can't get warm and you've checked your biology. You don't have a thyroid issue. You're not anemic because these things can, produce a lot of chills. Your estrogen, hormone, testosterone, everything's balanced. Everything's harmonized, Libra. See where I'm going with this? And then you examine, what do I think when I'm cold? I hate this. I don't want to be here. I can't wait for summer. I need a heater. I need 17 sweaters. It's like the maintenance that goes into supporting you. Now, some people say, well, I live in a cold climate, but I can't move. Are you sure? So these are the things we're going to be thinking about. Like, how do I really want to structure my life right now? Mercury also dealing with siblings, also dealing with not just your perceptions, but how you communicate your beliefs. And, Mars would be your actions, right? Mars would represent how you act. Mercury communicates how you create synapses. How do you form the neurons that make the beliefs that create the perceptions and the judgments? An evaluation is one thing, a judgment is another, right? You understand that? Does that just give me a thumbs up that you're vibing with this? You get what I'm talking about? So, we're going to start in a Mercury in retrograde on October 13th at 11 degrees of Scorpio. I'm just looking at my notes. 11 degrees of Scorpio. Now, and then from the perspective of Earth, right? Because the planets don't move backwards, but they have a path that they follow on the ecliptic around the sun. Now, Earth is not stationary. We are also moving. So as our moving planet is moving, and then there's another planet that's moving, it looks like, oh, wow, they're going backwards. No, they're not really. But the phase that they move in represents the phase that you're undergoing. So Scorpio, on the downside, obsession, manipulation, jealousy, secrecy, spy mind, investigative. Well, that's not actually a downside, but coming up to neutral to positive. Scorpio energy is profound in its healing ability. It is sensual, sexual as well. It's passionate. It's desire. And because it's guided by Pluto, I like to say that it's TNT for your psyche. So the Scorpio energy can be deconstructive and then constructive, which is what we want to look at. Oh, that doesn't work in Capricorn. It builds the framework. It's about the community. It's about the slow, steady climb to the top of whatever path you're taking. It's your ambition, is Capricorn. So when we look at, I was listening to NPR the other day about a road in Colorado. I forget the name of the town. And it's the one road that was built in the mountain between two cities. And it's the only road, and it's falling apart. So they have to come to what do we do? Trucking agencies can't deliver goods because at some point very soon, the road won't maintain the weight of the transport. So all the infrastructure is changing. So there's a big how do we get from here to here? How do people get, what about, if they have to go to the hospital or, they need food, what is the thing? So this is what we're looking at globally. What is the infrastructure? But we want to start on the inside because I want your perception to turn inward, and that's what it does in a retrograde. So if you hear news like, oh my God, someone's really sick, of course, your natural inclination will be, oh my God, that's terrible. I'm so sorry to hear that, because you're empathizing. And you can also be sympathizing. And then I want you to turn it around like a mystic mojo that you are. Are you? Yes. And you're going to say, how can I help support this person? Not at the sake of myself. How can I help support this family? Not at the sake of myself. How can I help support this community? Not at the sake of myself. Because you're building a new structure from the inside out. And this is the perception that will show up in the retrograde, in the Mercury in retrograde, because we have so many other retrograde planets, right? So inner communication, your judgments. If you found out that so-and-so was on a breadline and you couldn't, they judged you, they were harsh, maybe they were cruel people, and then you see them on a breadline, you're like, I'm not going to give them anything. They don't deserve. Okay, why? Why? You see, we need to start moving beyond our judgments and move more into compassion so that we come to a place of neutrality and say, what do I say all the time? I was you yesterday, I am you today, or I will be you tomorrow. Now more than ever, in the next 3 months, we are going to shift and change the way we operate as people in a community. We've already seen it the past 9 months, right? And so some people just go with it and go, okay, this is what it is. What am I going to do about it? Well, there's lots you can do about it. You get involved in any way, shape, or form that you can. And without saying, okay, let me just back up just a second. And also, let me check in. I have so many things open on my page, I can't even see. Okay, totally get it, Sasha says. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Cindy. So if you're looking at making any kind of transition in this time frame, life goes on. People are having babies. People are getting married. My sister is a wedding planner, and it was what a nightmare the past 8 months for her. And her husband, who's the reverend officiant. And so, it's like, I'm canceling, I'm coming. I don't know. The planes won't let me. Now I have to wear a mask. There's 30 people in my party, So can you imagine having to be someone in charge of a lot? Oh, yeah, that would be you. You're in charge of how you feel, and that affects me all the way out here in little Arizona. And you're in charge of how you respond. So calling all mystic mojos right now are, be present. Feel your feelings. Get it out on paper. Vote. Take charge. We're looking at the collective now. I've been saying for years that and I'm not looking forward to this day because I don't know why, but she's near and dear to my heart. I've never met the woman. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. We both share something. We both are Taurus sun signs with Capricorn rising signs. And I get it. I get her. But she comes from an era so long in the tooth that when she leaves, England is going to undergo massive upheaval. And I think we're looking at the end of the monarchy in our lifetime. And so things like that, it's like, whoa, when political systems change to such a degree that people are just like, well, what now? Who am I? What am I? How am I? What am I supposed to do now? You do what you've always been doing. You be who you are. You express who you are. You have fun. You're compassionate. You laugh. You share with your neighbors, with your community, with life, because this is just one experience that we're having on this earth, as me, just one. But during this time frame, for however long you choose to be here on this earth, this time frame is showing you, because we're amping up the vibe now. The universe is, there's, the Galactic Council. I know it sounds science fiction to some people, and they look at me and they go, I never heard that before. Or, really? I don't know. The energy grids and the matrices that are around the earth right now, it's upping the vibe. It's asking you to move your energy. Now, that does mean some people leave the earth sooner than expected in ways totally unexpected. It does mean people have to face something that they were just okay to ride along with, like that job, that relationship, that health issue. They were like, yeah, it's okay. It'll work itself out. Now it's like they're facing it. So it doesn't always feel good, these Capricorn planets, because then it's about maturity. And you know what happens to a kid when they don't want to go to sleep and they're 3 and 4 and they're having a tantrum? No, one more story, please. It's like, I don't want to grow up. I remember our kids said to me, they were 11 years old and said, Mom, I love being me. I love being your child. I don't want to grow up. It's so much fun. And I was like, I totally get it. And then when they didn't get a letter from Hogwarts on their 11th birthday, they cried. They got so upset. And I said, well, let's have a kind of Hogwarts school right now. What kind of teacher would I be? Oh, you would definitely replace Mrs. Trelawney, except you'd be better. No offense, Emma Thompson. So, right? So we started at home. I would draw pictures and say, okay, here are the chakra colors. What are they called? What are they for? All right, here's the astrological signs. Here's some tarot. And they get it. Something happened the other day. I don't know what it was. Oh, there was like computer meltdown, technological meltdown in our house and with our child. And they texted, are we in a Mercury in retrograde yet? I said, you know what? Life is retrograde right now. Our thoughts are retrograde. Oh, do I really want to do that? Do I really want to stay there? Do I really want to be this? Do I really want to wear that? Do I really? Yeah, Sasha says, time to step up and step it up. Now, can you imagine like hearing tap in the background? You got to step it up, but have fun while you're doing it in as many moments as possible. And if not, find something that infuses that happiness. Come back, talk to me. I will light a fire under you. I'm so happy that today we're actually going out to lunch to a place that has outdoor seating. And we're going to meet up with some friends. It's only been there's so much going on everywhere. There's so much going on. I keep abreast of as many things as I possibly can without overloading on information. And I look at what the Native American tribes are going through. Scotland is still not a free sovereignty. You know, they keep petitioning England. It's like, no, now they're proper and kind about it. There's no war, but it's like, Scotland, just take the reins and do it. But of course, the financial picture wouldn't be as bright. So, hi, Pam. Glad you could make it. All right, so what is it that you want to do? Well, during this retrograde, how many retrogrades? Uranus is retrograde in Taurus, and Neptune is retrograde in Pisces, and Mars is retrograde in Aries, and Mercury is about to be retrograde. We're in the prephase, shadow phase. So what does that mean? So if you've got tech issues going on, don't be surprised. Please don't get frustrated. Okay, if you want to, feel what you feel, but like blow it off and go, all right, what's another way for me to get my needs met? I recommend that if you're getting to the point of this frustration and resistance, you will create more frustration and resistance. So you just want to back off, put the phone down and back away from the frustration. Just like ease up and go do something for 10 minutes that's fun. And what it does is it relaxes your brain and your neurons. Just take a breather. And the frontal cortex, where you're like really focused and you're doing emails and you're on the phone and you've got to write something and you're studying something and you're whatever it is, you give yourself a break and watch your posture, watch your momentum. So if you're trying to force fit something let's count again. How many? How many retrogrades are there? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about to be 6. Although Saturn is going direct on the 28th of this month. So we're back to 5. The nodes are always in retrograde. The North Node and the South Node are always in retrograde. So we don't count those. And plus they're not planets. They're calculations of the moon that represent your past lives and your forward momentum. Okay, so with all the retrogrades that are happening, with the Sun in Libra looking for harmony, looking to harmonize, looking to bring up justice. Justice. And, that's a node. Okay. All right. And then again, the Capricorn trio. Now, on September 28th, 2020, Saturn in Capricorn moves into direct motion. And then in December, it goes into Aquarius. We're going to be talking about that at length in the weeks to come because it is a whole new trajectory. And that is for not just Aquarius, Sun, Rising, and Moon and all the fixed signs, but what it represents as it will be paired up with Jupiter in Aquarius. And so setting a new structure right now, we have to break it down. We've been breaking it down for months. We can't do what we used to do. We can't think how we used to think because it's producing the same kinds of angst, worry, doubt, illness, fear, anger, frustration, and then we go around the same circle of, it's your fault. No, if you started it, if you did. Okay, yeah, we're not going to do that. We can't do that. Because it's up to you, the people who are listening to this right now and other programs like this, it's up to you to really realize, I am pure conscious love. I have the power to affect change, even if it's a small, tiny vibe, gesture, act, word. It creates 1,000 waves of momentum. Okay, you are that powerful. So let's get back to Scorpio. Mercury represents your perceptions, right? Now, Scorpio, we're going to start at 13 degrees of Scorpio in this retrograde. And what that feels like to me is a way in which you can assess no matter... Oh, can you hear me? Because I'm getting indications that things are pausing. No matter what is happening, what you choose to engage or do, start or stop, anything, whether you think, okay, maybe I should wait before the only thing that I would caution is electrical or technological equipment. If you are getting it fixed or buying it, that could be a refrigerator, that could be a car, a new phone. My husband said, you have like an S6. Do you want to like update? I'm like, oh, but I really like my phone. And 5G is so not healthy. I almost had a reaction. 5G, not healthy, unhealthy. That's it, because it's such a distraction between the cells that you use a cell phone at all. I don't have mine with me. I don't keep it on my desk. And put it in airplane mode when you're not using it, because the vibration and the frequency of technology dampens your ability to just tune in and be that mojo mystic that knows automatically, oh, I'm going to wait right now. I'm just being told to pause. And then the phone rings before you run out the door. Oh, I'm so glad I sat still because I really needed to talk to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's like a lot of electricity and frequency. I remember the first time I ever went to Sedona. I mean, I live here now, but the first time I ever went so many years ago, long time ago, I almost started singing Don McLean. When I can still remember. Okay. And what happened was I was away from technology. There was no such thing as a cell phone at the first time I ever came to Sedona. But I was away from the television and any telephones. I didn't use the telephone. I was meditating. I was doing hikes. I was doing healing work. I was just vibing with who am I really? And this was over 35 years ago, I think. Something like that. And then I came home to New Jersey and I unpacked and I was a freelance artist, so I could, schedule my own time. So I had time. I never do a trip where I have to work until the last minute and then I have to go right back to work. Never do that. So I came home and I had a couple of days and I'm just kind of hanging out. And I was contemplating my whole trip in Sedona, the healing, the potential, the power, oh my gosh. I felt like I was in the Matrix. I felt like I was in another galaxy. It just really blew my mind. And things started to happen, more dreams, and I was really opening and really, really opening. And I thought after a couple of days, you know what? I missed some of my favorite programs, and one of them was... a PBS program, and I forget the name of it now, but I thought I'll just turn the TV on. So I put the TV on with the remote, and maybe it's about 10, 15 feet away, and suddenly I felt a blast go through me, and I got nauseous, and it was the waves from the television. It was the electrical waves from the TV. And I thought, oh my gosh. And it was like a generator that hit me like a slow blast. And my first physical reaction was nausea. And then it settled into, I felt sedate. So technology has an energy that puts you to sleep. And that has also been scientifically proven in the last 35 years. Especially having technology before bed. An hour or two before bed, having technology on, always having your phone, keeping it near your nightstand. Get it out of the bedroom. Get the TV out of the bedroom. Turn it off, at least an hour, and meditate. Read. Be silent, because that's going to help you navigate this Mercury in retrograde. So we begin with Mercury in retrograde on the 13th of October. And it'll be, just let me look at my notes. And it'll, come on, play nice now. 11 degrees of Scorpio. And then by October 27th, it motions back into Libra at 25 degrees before it moves again direct into Libra. So these degrees are telling me that in the middle of between 13 degrees of Scorpio and then moving back to 28 and then 25 degrees of Libra. When we start off in Scorpio, we're going to be looking for the word fury comes to mind. It's not looking for fury. It's looking to do something with passion. And it can be, I'm protesting. I'm so finally happy to be, on vacation with my family. I'm just going to forget the world and just be in it. It's like, hit it with a fury. It's like, get to it. Just go for it. And starting off the Mercury in retrograde with Scorpio can be confusing for some people if they are not proactive people. It can feel threatening. It can feel like, why did they just do that? I don't know. I don't know how to respond. And when we move into Libra, it's going to be more about, all right, I'm gathering the facts after what just happened, and I need to come to a decision because it's about justice. It's about harmony. It's about deliberating over the left, the right, and the center, coming back to center, your center. Now, you can look out into the world and say, I'm voting for that party because it's the history, blah, you have all your reasons and definitions, whatever. But if you polarize to one side, it doesn't matter who you vote for. That energy creates resistance. Okay? Let's be clear. This equals this. So we don't want to fight. We want to move energy. So the best way to move energy is, let's say let me just check back in. Hey, Christine's here. You're not late. Oh, Crystal. Hi, Crystal. Speak to starting a new job during retrogrades. Okay, well, we have so many retrogrades. I think I covered some of what that might look like. The point is, it's not about what you think it is, but rather what it is. And then you realizing, oh, I thought it was going to be that. That's what they said. As an example, I ordered new readers just maybe 10 days ago. And because we're in so many retrogrades, my mind, it's not the planet, right? It's not the planet that's doing it to you. It's feeling all the energies and all the vibes of all the people, animals, conditions, situations in this world. We're feeling it. So we get distracted. Or we wake up at 3 and we don't know why. And we can't go back to sleep. Or there's, like my dog keeps coming over and staring at me. This dog has eaten more than a dog can eat for a 10-pound dog. They have gone out. We've played. I don't know what she wants. But the thing is, I'm so busy, right, that I'm not looking at it. I'm not really tuning into it because I'm talking to you right now. So if I lean down and talk to her, I wouldn't be talking to you. This is my main priority. So I have to prioritize, which is what I'm doing. And then when I ordered the glasses, I was also doing many things. And the glasses, what is the name of the company? Glassesshop.com or something, glassale.com. Anyway, I had taken a prescription that I thought was my prescription. I was certain it was my prescription, but I didn't double check. And they sent me an email and said, we're about to send out your glasses and we're excited for you, but there's a discrepancy. Are you sure? And I was like, yeah, it's the prescription, so yeah, just do it. So they sent it to me and I got them yesterday. I ordered 2 pair and I put them on and I was sleep deprived because I hadn't slept more than 4.5 hours the night before. And so I look at the glasses in the mirror and I can't see. And I look outside and everything is crisp and clear in the backyard. And I was like, oh, crap. I gave them my distance glasses. I wanted reader glasses. But they actually spoke to me, right? They emailed and said, are you sure? And I didn't pay attention. There's going to be a lot of that. So I want you to pay really close attention to the moments you think you know something because you may not have all the information. Now, I wrote them a letter and I said, oh my gosh, I didn't pay attention. It's what the doctors gave me, office gave me. I didn't pay attention. I just said I want my reader prescription, but they gave me my long distance driving glasses prescription, which I don't need because I'm hardly driving because I'm never going out. So, they were so kind. They sent me an email right away and they said, yes, we will give you 100% refund minus the shipping to get the glasses back, which I'm totally fine with. My bad. And I said, thank you so much. You are my glass shop for life. And I'm going to pass your name and your link along. So if you need, and they have blue tech, they're readers for blue tech. So that they're lightweight glasses. They were so affordable with the blue tech and the shield and all that. It was like, oh my gosh, so much cheaper than going to an eye doctor. But these are my prescription from my eye doctor. So I like to spread the love and the money around, not just go to one person. But I found this company and now they really have a great customer service. So that was information. They were willing to work with me. That told me something about their integrity, which is what I want you to pay attention to. For instance, my kid is looking for a job in Portland and several jobs. So they do DoorDash and they were looking at, they found a crystal store and they said, oh, like my mom's is my mom and, I do tarot and blah, blah, blah. And they got an email back and said, well, we're not hiring in COVID. And number 2, we wouldn't use that deck anyway. And so my kid said to me, is it me? And I said, no, that was such a rude response that you wouldn't want to work there anyway because they don't have integrity. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking to create, in Libra is the harmony. It's art, beauty, romance, yeah. It's also control. It's legalities. You can be, a Libra energy can be very indecisive on the downside. On the upside, it's very neutral to positive, diplomatic and generous, looking for all the information. Let's gather first before we make the final judgment, because the ultimate judge is a Libran. So the Scorpio energy in retrograde starts off with, I don't know about that. I don't know about what you just said to me. I have to go investigate. Okay, go investigate. Be in it. Use your passion. Have that passion be positive, from neutral to positive, so that as you're expanding your world and you're observing, Scorpio energy is very intuitively, like intellectually psychic. So it looks and says, they said they were one thing and now look what they're doing. Taking it in. I'm just taking it in. I'll make my assessment later. Now, sometimes the Scorpio energy goes along, and then you get like the letter, the email, the phone call, and you are sideswiped. And you are like, what the hell just happened to me? You know, on the downside, Scorpio hides and does not share because they don't trust. On the downside for Libra energy, they're waiting unconsciously for the sucker punch. So we're going to elevate that vibe now and be conscious of our actions and then own it. When I told the glass company, look, my bad, I ignored your email because I don't know how to read, eyeglass prescriptions. I just trusted that the doctor gave me what I needed. And then I questioned and I thought, did they not want me to go outside their shop and buy? Did they give me the wrong prescription? Oh, it was probably a mistake, right? So like I'm questioning things, and then no matter what, they're still my doctor and I will still use them in the future. But I'm also going to use this new company because they showed me their integrity. So you want to go with your intuition. I mean, Libra will assess information. How many of you are Librans? Anybody? A Libra, Libra rising, Libra moon? You don't want to make waves. You don't want to be the person who goes, I don't want to hurt their feelings. Pisces does that too. It's like, I don't know if, I don't know. But yet, nose to the grindstone, I'll get it done, whatever you want, hold it in, and then later it's like, go ballistic. So Libra energy is trying to be very even and neutral, but yet it's impersonal because they don't want to offend. But at the same time, we need the passion from Scorpio. We need the, like an arbitrage of Libra to go, let me read up on that. Let me think about that. Let me see what you're presenting me. Now, for the past 2 days, I've been getting a phone call with a Sedona phone number. And I answer and it tells me, it's a recording telling me that my Microsoft cloud account, which I don't have, has been corrupted and I need to press 1 in order to get that fixed. So, okay, here's a scam, right? First time I just hung up, and I can't do caller block on my phone anymore because I've reached the maximum quota of caller block on my phone. Then the phone rang again and it was them. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to go head on. Very Scorpio, head on, like champion the cause for all of us. So I press 1 and I wait for the connection. And I get a gentleman who's in another country with a deep, heavy accent telling me a very American name, like, hi, my name's Bob. And I'm like, yeah, no, it really isn't. And I said, I don't have a Microsoft computer, number 1. I don't have a cloud account, number 2. So this is a scam. I understand that you're trying to work to make a living for your family. I get that. But there are other ways. Click. Okay. Now, this morning, the phone rang again. It was the same phone number. And I got the recording, please press 1 so that we can rectify this issue. Okay, so I pressed 1 and I get the same guy. Now, I immediately started singing something that this person would understand. Ganesha Shadanam Shadanam Ganesha. Ganesha is the Eastern Hindu Indian god of protection against harm. And I just kept singing and I just kept singing. I did it like 3 times and then they finally hung up. It's like, well, I tried to ignore you. That didn't work. I tried to go head on. That didn't work. And then I tried to speak to you in a language perhaps you might have understood. So I've done my best and I can tell you, I can feel without a doubt, I will never get another phone call from that company again. Others, I'm sure, but not that one. Hey, Georgie, my cousin. Your birthday is Monday? You're a Libran? Oh, are you really a Libran? I thought you were Cancer. What did I know? Okay, so we have 9/28. That's when Saturn goes direct. Remember, folks, the planets are not doing things to you. This is about your ability to use what you came to this earth with, how it was developed, and how to undo some of the things you were taught that no longer serve you. That's it. There's no judgment. It's not, oh, they did that to me when I was 7. It's like, well, if they did that to you when you were 7 and you're 47 now, would you like to change it? Because you can. Once you change the environment, you change the story, you change the approach, you get a different result. I don't want to go all Einstein on you or anything, but you know. Who feels crazy? Right? All right, 2 more minutes, and then what happened there? I'm losing my mind. All right, so here, very simply put, squirrel happens in a Mercury in retrograde. Squirrel happens in any retrograde. Squirrel happens in my own mind. Like, my mind is retrograde half the time anyway, no matter what's happening, because I'm always looking for clues, for answers, for indications, for evidence. I look for evidence that what I'm doing is working. So call me crazy. I don't care. Because if I am being now this is the definition of a mojo mystic. If you are someone who comes from a place of compassion and you're looking to support and serve, but not at the sake of yourself, unless it's an extreme, like the building's burning and I know people who have run in to save the dog or the kid, or the moms who lift the car from their child. Okay, that's an extreme situation. I'm just talking everyday stuff. You know, there's a Polish phrase, not my circus, not my monkeys. So you want to step away from the circus and look at what gives me that sense of integrity. What can I do, say, or not do? Let me just back up. It's not my place right now. Or let me offer. Because when Mercury in retrograde comes along in October, first in Scorpio, then in Libra, you're going to be looking to blame, or they will be looking to blame, and then you're going to get so tired, if you're not already, tired of whatever they're talking about, it's just, there's no integrity around it. It's about winning or losing. That's 3rd dimension reality, folks. That's perpetrator and victim. 4th dimension reality is, wait a minute, I have a conscience. I have a heart. I want to do the right thing. There's no real wrong thing. I want to do the thing that helps. How can I help? That's what you ask. How can I help? 5th dimension reality. You already know that you can move energy. And you know when to move it. So when you quiet down the technology, you raise your level of intuition. And then you know. And you know what you know for you. It's not about the truth. It's about your truth. So help you. Make sense? Does that help? Thank you for all that you... Thank you. And thank you for being here and for listening. I'm going to be back on Monday. I have to find my calendar. I have so many. I'm going to be back on Monday, and we're going to talk more about the upcoming frequencies and what you can do to just, like have a day, have a happy day, plant a garden, fix something in your house, declutter. We're going to want to Marie Kondo the crap out of stuff when Mercury goes into Libra. You're going to go, I can't. There's so much stuff. I can't look at any more stuff. Weeding the garden, getting rid of things that just, the detritus, the stuff that no longer applies. Okay? So this weekend, for today and through the weekend, I want you to think about every moment you have a choice to either react or respond. Reaction is emotional And it comes from a place of victimization. That's 3D reality. You're 4, 5, and I'm already moving into 60. It's not better or worse. It's just healing things in the moment they arise. And it's a lot of work. It's been a lot of work. And sometimes I think that's why I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, all right, you're up, just relax. I used to fight it. I want to go to bed. It is what it is, right? So what can you do in the space of things where you don't have that kind of control that the Scorpio energy would want to have, but the Libran energy is wanting to be more diplomatic. So we're going to start pulling in all these energies. The sun is in Libra anyway, so we've got that going for us. So look to those places where if you can't change it, at least minimize the reaction. Do not ignore your feelings. That's not what I'm saying. Do not ignore your feelings. Feel your feelings. Just let me find neutral ground. What's another way I can approach this? How else can I be me without anyone censoring me, without anyone telling me I can't do that, or if I do that, it will cause harm when it really won't? So and I'm trying to speak generally to so many situations that I know people are undergoing. So, this has been so helpful. You're so welcome. Kisses to all of my family and friends. And come back. We watched Titanic not too long ago. Jack, I trust you, Jack. Okay, so I'll be back on Monday. We're going to talk about more stuff, but go moment by moment. And do not regurgitate the news. Do not regurgitate the news. Turn it off. Put on something different. Free float. Like okay, I'm going to leave you with this. What did you want to be when you were 5 to 7 years old? Go play. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you for being here. As always, I wish you peace, and I'll be back on Monday. Have a beautiful weekend. Hooray!